Take two.
So many messed up takes in the process of this recording, but it's fine. Or in the process of this podcast in general.
Yeah. Did you know that today is our 20th episode?
I saw that when I logged on that it was 20.
Yeah, 20.
Do you think we'd make it this far?
Well, I mean, I feel like aren't there like some stats out there, like if you make it like you're in the top like 1% of podcasts if you
make it like 2 episodes, you're in the top 1%.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're rolling now. We're gonna be
I knew we would make
Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, like just wait.
Man, Theo Vaughn is a deep dude sometimes.
I love Theo. Yeah. He's so back and forth between like such a goofball and then he'll say something like really profound and have this like.
Yeah, I don't ever listen to his show. I just catch clips on my social medias. But I saw a clip last night where he was talking about bringing God into his life, and he's like, I just pray that he like comes into me, and he's like into like the inside. He's like to the depth. He's like to where the bricks come together and like where the mortar is. Like I need him to come into that space. Like it was deep, man. For such a goofball. It's like, whoa.
I think he maybe not super recently, but like somewhat recently found faith. And every once in a while he'll drop a bomb.
Yeah. He's got some interesting political insight from time to time as well. That I've caught. So
hey, real quick, how was your first college visit?
Oh man, it was I don't know. I'm still wrapping my head around it a little bit. She had a great time. So we went and visited the University of Tennessee, and she had a great time. The campus was a lot smaller than I thought it would be.
How big is the school?
Bigger than this? I mean, I don't know.
Okay. I didn't know if you knew like, what the population was.
I want to say that they said they had like 7,000 freshmen a year.
Okay.
Or something along those lines. So however big that would make it, I don't know. I mean, it's a big time like sports school, you know, and I have really only ever been to Columbus. It's like the only campus that I've ever been on, and it's huge.
Right.
I mean, Ohio State is like the second biggest school in the country next to, I want to say USF or
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Some school down in Florida. So when we walk around campus there for football games, like it's a big campus. Like we still haven't explored the whole entire campus there. But UT was pretty tiny. I mean, it took us like an hour to take the full campus tour. I mean, we walked around several times, like the whole entire campus. And I mean, it was just a lot smaller than I expected it to be for such a like big time school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lainey loved it. She fell in love. Like it was the moment that we pulled into Tennessee, she was like, "Oh my God, I love it here so much." You know, she was thinking, already plotting and planning the rest of her life, I'm pretty sure. So,
yeah.
It was cool. Everybody,
that's tempting to do on your first college visit. I remember those days.
That's what I want to be like, Lainey. It's the first one that we've been to.
Yeah.
You know, we still have other colleges that we're going to visit. But she's, like I said, we've been to Columbus several times, and she's never acts like that when we're in Ohio. But I think we're going to go to Clemson, and we're going to go to Lindsay graduates from Florida State this summer, so we're going to go down there so that she can walk. And we're gonna do a college visit while we're down there also. So, but I mean, all in all,
stuff.
It was cool. It was a bittersweet moment where it was like she's found a place that she really likes, and she's all excited about all of it, and I am too. But there's like, you know, that part of me that's like, I'm not ready for this. So
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, Murph Prep has been crazy at the gym. Today's workout was So originally today's workout was supposed to be 10 rounds for time of a 200-meter run, and then 2 rounds of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. So one full round is 200 meters, 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15. And you do that 10 times.
And it was a 25-minute cap.
Yeah, 25-minute cap on that workout. And I'm so glad that Lindsay did it yesterday. I mean, you guys were already looking at it while we were going like, oh, man, I don't know about that one.
We looked at it and we were like, that's aggressive. That's going to take, if you think about it, it's only what? It's not, it's the run, it's full Murph. The only thing that's different is it's a little shorter distance. And it was saying 25 minutes. I'm like, I think that's going to take people closer to like 40.
Well, I mean, it's 10 minutes, a minimum basically of 10 minutes of running. Because a 200 meter is going to take
2000. Yeah.
I mean, 200 meters is going to take a minute for most people, a minute to a minute 15.
Right.
Some people might go a little bit quicker, but
right.
for the average person, you're looking at a minute to a minute 15. I mean, that right there, if you go 10 rounds, that's 10 minutes of running.
Mm-hmm. And then you think about, and it, like I said, reps are full Murph.
Yeah.
Because it's 10 rounds of 2 rounds of Cindy. So 20 rounds of Cindy. So that's full Murph. And that's not going to take people 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah. So we changed it to a 25-minute AMRAP of 200-meter run and then 2 rounds of the 5, 10, and 15 pull-up, push-up, air squat. Lindsay tested it on Sunday and she finished the workout. It took her like 32 minutes or something like that to finish the whole entire workout. But she had 8 rounds and some change in at the 25-minute.
25.
So I did it last night and I only made it through like 6 rounds and some change. I'm glad that we changed it because the 5 a.m. class was around like 5 or 6 rounds also.
Yeah. Well, even in the coach's notes, it said, this is really aggressive. Expect people to get time capped. I'm like, then what? Then what are we doing? Because you don't get time capped for Murph. I don't want to get time capped for Murph Prep.
Yeah. Yeah. We are in full swing though for Murph Prep.
I feel like we were not gently introduced. Like it was just, here's
Boom,
Murph.
Here it is.
We're doing it. And because, I mean, we did half Murph to start, but then it didn't slow. Like I don't know. We just dove head first into it.
Yeah. So we're in week 3 of Murph Prep right now. And that leaves us with what? How many weeks are left? I don't even know.
3, maybe 4.
Oh, there's got to be more than that.
Oh,
there has to be
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 weeks from today.
Oh man, it's gonna be like every year around this time. I'm like, I gotta quit eating all those cookies.
every year around this time, it's like, oh, I need to relearn how to run.
Yeah. One of our members this morning finished it and he's like, he got done. He's like, I really got to start watching what I'm eating and, run a little bit more. And I was like, I get it, man. Like,
yeah,
that's why
a good reminder of that.
That's why we do the prep. So that we can see where we're at, Yep. And, so we had a good little nutrition talk this morning, which was a big deal or a good thing. Okay. What are we talking about today?
Let's talk about Colton Mertens and his interview on Coffee Pods and WODs.
Colton Mertens is my favorite CrossFit Games athlete, I think.
Really?
Right now, not all time. Froning is definitely my all time.
Just in the current season.
Yeah.
Or like it's out of these new guys.
Yeah, man, it's weird. It's weird for me because like, I haven't watched the NBA since Jordan retired. And I kind of feel that way a little bit. Like I haven't stopped watching CrossFit, but like after Jordan
retired, you're like, what's the point?
Like, what's the point? Like I don't even want to watch, like I don't even care about these guys.
Aww.
But we go to the games every year and I still love the competition. But man, since Colton Mertens has come along, like I don't know what it is about this dude, but I really like him. Like I don't know if it's like the underdog story that he's got going on all the time, or like I pay attention to the Savan
Mm-hmm.
world,
Mm-hmm.
and because well, I have I'm falling away from that a little bit. But kind of that OG space, and now like all of these kind of OG CrossFitters that I came up with talk a
Mm-hmm.
lot about Colton Mertens.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that is influencing my opinion about him, but like I was listening to, or I think we both kind of got hit with this podcast around, when it came out. We both
Mm-hmm.
listened to it and we're like, oh, hey, that was a really interesting
Mm-hmm.
uh conversation they were having. But yeah, man, I really like this guy, the Iron Hog.
Yeah, I don't know if he's my favorite out of the newcomers,
Who's
but
your
I do.
favorite?
I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. It depends on how cocky they're acting that week. Because like
So you're like, is it Hopper, Dallin Pepper, or James Sprague, or Justin Medeiros? That's where you're at.
I really really like Justin Medeiros. I really want to see Austin Hatfield do really well this year.
I just don't know about Austin. I really like Haley.
Yeah, yeah.
Haley
I want to
Adams.
see Haley do well too, but
Yeah, I think Haley Adams is one of my favorite female CrossFit
you
games.
know who I really want to see? I think maybe Ariel Lowen might be my favorite female one.
Mm,
I really like her just because the fact that she does her own programming and from her garage is just
yeah.
so incredibly impressive to be a podium athlete. I really want to see Roman Krenikov do well.
Yeah, Roman's cool.
He's just such a happy guy. Like he's
He's
just there to have a good
yeah.
time.
Yeah, I don't I do you think he would tell you that? Do you think he would tell you that he's there to have a good time? I don't think he would say that.
I don't know, but there have been times in interviews where he said like, I mean, he's kind of had that.
Yeah.
Well, of course, that's after he doesn't podium too. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just here to have a good time." But he
Yeah.
just, I don't know. And then after seeing him jump rope on a broken foot, like I just want to see him do well.
Yeah. Were you there that year?
No, I wasn't there, but I watched it.
Molly. It
There
was
was like not a dry eye in the arena.
dude, it was crazy. Like when he came out, like he like limped out onto the floor and everyone's
That's
like,
wild.
yeah, Roman, like going crazy. And then like watching him go through that workout was so emotional.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never felt emotional about a CrossFit workout before until I watched Roman out there just doing
Try to do double
everything that he
unders
could.
with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I do love how much like the Boys Interrupted, like that new crew.
Mhm.
I do love how much they're doing for the community as far as like, I
Yeah.
mean, James putting on comps and they travel around. Like Medeiros did a whole series where he traveled around the US with his
Mhm.
girlfriend, just dropping into boxes, local boxes. And of course, Dallin Pepper's like poster child for CrossFit. So I don't know. I do love that side of it. Like they talk a lot about the methodology and James getting his L2 and all that stuff. So I do really like that too.
Yeah, I mean, I can really appreciate the that pull back into kind of the affiliate side and the
Mm-hmm.
like the coaching side of things. Because that's part of why I like the old school CrossFit
Mm-hmm.
guys so much, is because they were all a bunch of gym owners and coaches,
Mm-hmm.
so but this interview kind of solidified my I don't know, my love for Colton. I think that he's got some stuff going on that he's working through,
Mm-hmm.
and this was just really interesting. So I'm gonna share this screen. Boom, here we are. So this is the Coffee Pods and Wads podcast. This guy over here on the left, his name is Pedro, and he's Irish. Is he Irish?
I would assume so
Yeah.
based on listening to him. I always thought he was.
Beautiful accent. I wish that Pedro would do like Audible books.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
could listen to it all day, I think. But man, he has some really good questions, and I'm just gonna play this and we'll see what's going on here. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Have you always been religious? Yeah, I'd say I've always identified as a Christian, but I'm much more one now than I used to be growing
Why?
up. Because
What changed?
I don't know if there's any specific. There wasn't anything specific that changed. I think just as I've been getting older and maturing and wanting to learn more things, I decided to really do more of a deep dive into religion and Christianity. And it is interesting, like you say.
Okay. Time out.
Made it how many seconds? And all right, we've got some feedback, some thoughts. Okay.
So one thing that kind of keeps popping up as they go through this little section of Q&A is he talks about religion a lot. Did you notice that?
Yes.
He talks about Christianity and religion. I feel like there was a point in time when I would say that I'm not religious, or like I'm not one of those religious dudes or whatever. And I think that he's kind of like maybe coming to the other side of some of that, the way that I have experienced. But now I think of faith and religion as two totally separate things.
Yes, I completely agree. What do you feel like is the difference between faith and religion?
I feel the faith is more personal to me, and the religion feels like this structured duty type thing. And I don't feel like that's what my relationship with Christ is like. It's not it's not a duty.
Yeah. For a long time, yeah, I would describe myself as like, yes, I'm religious. And now I almost feel like, no, I wouldn't describe myself that way. I would say like I'm a believer.
Yeah.
But two very different things.
Something else that he said was that as he's gotten older, things have changed for him. Have you noticed that for yourself at all?
I think yes. Getting older and maturing. He didn't say maturing, but like maturing and wanting to take a deeper dive into things.
Yeah. I think that it's not necessarily getting older. And maybe this is the same thing as maturing. I don't know, but it's like, as you gain life experience, I feel like you start to see that there's like some more purpose behind things that are happening in your world. And that's when you're kind of like, whoa, why is this happening? Or how did I get to this place? And I don't know if it's like maybe reflecting back on those things that makes you start to question like what you think you believe about the way that the world works. And I feel like Colton's got some of that going on here.
Yeah. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself because he says something a little later on that I think is really where I would go with the direction, but I want to let him.
I'll just let it. I'll let it play.
Like the kind of pop view of Christianity, and a lot of people say we're Christians, but we don't know the basics about a lot of the teachings. And when you start to read the Bible, we start like, wow, this is way different than what I just hear other people say all the time. And I think that it has had it's been the most effective thing at helping me shift my mindset into what I was trying to achieve for several years. Because I think that we put a lot of weight on like, oh no, what if I lose? What if I, especially sometimes I think about like, what if I talk shit and then I lose and I get embarrassed? Like, but now that doesn't really stress me out at all. I can talk shit and then not be worried about losing because of that.
So he dances around this a little bit. And he talks about how losing isn't as devastating as it used to be. What do you think's going on there?
I think he's starting to realize that his worth does not come from the leaderboard.
Yeah, I think there's like some identity shifting going on there. And that was this was the big thought that I had in my head as he was going through all of this. Like, so this dude and all of these games athletes, their lives are completely wrapped around games training. I was having a conversation with a member the other day, and this member told me that one of their biggest hangups when they were joining the gym was that they didn't want to become too bulky. And in my own coach's brain, I giggled kind of just the same way that you did a little bit. I giggled because I thought, man, like, and I told her this, I was like, I am intentionally trying to get bulky and have been for like the last 15 years.
If
Like
only it were that easy.
I'm trying to get as huge and jacked as I possibly can. And like, I'm still not there, you know?
It's legitimately a full-time job to get bulky.
Yeah. Like how much you have to pay attention to your training and the specificity of your training,
And the
right?
amount
Like,
that you have to eat.
yeah, the food that you have to eat. So not just what it is that you're eating, but all of the prep that's going to be involved with all of that, and the supplementation and the recovery and the sleep and the stress management and the
Mhm.
massage. Like, all there's so
Mhm.
much that is involved in getting as huge as you can.
Yeah.
Like, for it to accidentally happen because you touched a weight or looked at a weight funny, it's crazy to me to think that
Yeah.
that's, people still think that
Oh,
today.
yeah, and I think about, like, my InBody, and it's like, okay, the amount of work that I have to do to put
Yeah.
on half a pound of muscle, and then you fall off for 2 weeks
Yeah.
and you lose, like, 5 pounds of muscle. You don't, but it
The
feels like
quick
that.
the quickest way to me to get bulky is to sit on the couch and eat donuts all day. Like,
Ye
you're going
Oh,
you're gonna
yeah. Yeah,
you're
you
gonna
wanna
bulk up
bulk.
then. You're gonna get bulky then. But anyway, I think about these CrossFit athletes in a very similar way, right?
Yeah.
The amount of work and commitment and dedication that they have to put into being a full-time games athlete.
Mhm.
And not just that, but go ahead.
Oh, no, I agree, and it's easy for us to sit back and say, "Oh, it's easy to remember your worth doesn't come from the leaderboard and your worth doesn't come from how you place." They're told the opposite day in and day out. I mean, when you think about their income, how they're supporting their families, how they're paying for things, it's coming from sponsorships who are absolutely saying, "Hey, you've got to do this well or we're going to pull sponsorship." And like, so, I mean, that much easier said than done.
Well, I mean, okay, if you go to work today and they tell you, "Hey, we don't need you anymore," where's your head go?
How am I going to provide for my family?
Yeah. So in like think about the spiral that happens from there. Like,
Mhm.
why are they letting me go? Like, what's going on? Am I not a good enough employee? Now, how am I going to provide for my family? Am I good
Mhm.
enough to be able to support them? So I think no matter whether you're a games athlete or a professional athlete or whatever it is that you find yourself doing, a lot of us put our worth in the way that we make our income.
Mhm.
I mean, I know for a long time for me, like, my identity was as a coach, or my
Mhm.
identity was wrapped around being a gym owner or an affiliate owner. And before that, my identity was wrapped up in being a combat veteran and then a
Mhm.
soldier and then an athlete before that. And time after time after time, it was like I was an athlete in high school and that's how I identified myself. That's where I found my value and my worth. Well, then high school ended.
Mhm.
And then it was like, well, now what?
Mhm.
And then I joined the biggest gang in the world, the United States Army. And then, then I went over to the desert and saw combat. And then, like, okay, that's how I identify myself here or in that
Mhm.
time. And then it's over with. And then what? I just think when you put as much time and commitment into something as these guys do, because they're training, I mean, they're training multiple hours a day.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
paying attention to their supplementation, their nutrition with crazy intention.
Mhm.
They have different coaches that are helping them with their running and with their weightlifting. Their rest is intentional, their sleep is
Mhm.
intentional. Everything that they do is oriented towards either making the CrossFit Games or winning the CrossFit Games.
Mhm. Yeah. Which again, and I totally agree with you. I think we all human nature is to put our worth in the things that we see benefit from, outcome from, and for a lot of us that's our profession, that's our job. And but man, on the game side, like athletes in general, but especially a sport that is an individual sport.
Mhm.
Like Man, it is all tied up in how you did. There are no outside factors. I mean, you can't blame a coworker. You can't blame a boss. You can't blame, I mean, they can try, but it's not gonna, like, it's all on how did you show up that day? And it is very exposing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wrestling is a lot like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's such an individual sport. There's a team component to it, but it's like,
Right.
it's you and the dude across from you.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like
And
there's
who's
no,
going to do more for it?
yeah, there's nothing to hide behind, because at the time when your match is going, you're the only match going. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just you two. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know, how many times have you looked at the leaderboard at CrossFit Final Call and seen where your name fell on that leaderboard and like felt some kind of way about it?
Oh, I would say almost daily. And then, but I have to do like a little gut check, and then it's like, okay.
Yeah. You know, how many times have you looked at the workout at the gym and either one, like, no, like, there's no way that I can possibly do that, or two, you try to do it and you get your butt handed to you, and then at 3, 2, 1 time, you have this thought about like, okay, I can't do it. I must not be good enough, kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I still have to catch myself. Like when I first read a workout, my instinct, my human nature is to go, oh, well, I can't do that. And then I have to, nope, stop.
Yeah.
Kind of work backwards. Like I can do this instead or this. And then, yeah, those doubt thoughts come in and creep in of like, oh, you've been doing this for how many years and you can't do that. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're like, why are you even doing this? Oh yeah.
Doesn't that sound like the devil just whispering into your ear?
Like, 100%. 100%.
Did God really say, you know, like, man, so nasty.
Human nature. It's what it is. Nasty.
All right, here we go.
I think that, yeah, just is put things into perspective to where it's more like these things are not as important. But it's kind of strange to say because I do dedicate my life to it. I don't know how to really articulate it, but I would say the price for failure feels different and not as heavy.
Yeah, there's not as much jeopardy to it, or not as much like not eternal jeopardy anyway. It's like it will be
Eternal
annoying,
jeopardy,
but it's not going to last beyond the next competition, basically.
Yeah, because it feels like your whole life and the whole world is going to end if you lose a competition.
There's no way we're getting through all this.
Eternal jeopardy.
Eternal jeopardy. It's so interesting to me, and I like this parallel between faith and fitness, and how it is so easy for us to get caught up in the everyday thing that is right in front of your face. I was reading whatever tomorrow's, I think it's Romans, and no, it's in Galatians. Whatever tomorrow's faith workout is for the gym. I think it was in Galatians, and there was a line in there where it talked about like doing the things that you want to do, like give me 2 seconds. I have to pull this up, otherwise I'm gonna just totally destroy it. I took a note. I actually put a note in. Oh my gosh, I'm almost there. Here we go. So it was Galatians 5:17. So for the desires of the flesh are against the spirit, and the desires of the spirit are against the flesh. For these are opposed to each other to keep you from doing the things that you want to do. And that, like, the things that you want to do really stuck out to me. And that's where it was like kind of this battle between like, well, what I want to do is all about right now and today. And what I need to do, or what the Spirit wants me to do, is about the rest of eternity. And I think it's just like it's so easy to get hung up in that space where we follow that fleshly desire. For Colton, it was how is he going to podium? Like what are his rankings? What is his performance like, and getting hung up in all of that stuff. And if he doesn't perform to where he believes that he wants to, then the whole world is falling apart. Where when you have that eternal vision or that heavenly vision, things just, they don't stack up to that anymore.
Yeah, that's something that has helped me a lot in my life of, okay, I have to remember that this is like, I think we've all probably heard that saying like, oh, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it. Okay, take that, but on a much, much grander scale, like this is a blip. My whole life is a blip in eternity, not even a blipette in eternity. And whatever it is I'm facing right now, it is so unbelievably temporary.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on our last episode. You know, is it easy now and then devastating for eternity? Or is it hard now and incredible for the rest of eternity?
Yeah. For I consider the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us. That's Romans 8:18. And if you are not following along with the reading plan in Chalk It Pro, I started posting the faith track in there every day. So at the bottom of each workout, there's a little I think we're following the Get Strong.
Yes.
I want to say it's like the 4-month discipleship plan. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I read it, but I don't know if it's the 4 or the 8. Yeah. But either way, yeah, there's really good stuff in there. And on Wednesdays and Sundays, it goes a little deeper.
Yeah. Well, that eternal vision that Pedro is talking about, and it's so crazy to me to watch these two guys having this conversation, because they they present as all they think about is the CrossFit Games. And it's just, it's reassuring to be totally upfront to know that even though these guys, like Pedro is a media dude and he's really focused on, you know, the things that he's doing and getting involved in the CrossFit world, and Colton is a competitor, as a high level competitor, for these things to still be on their mind, and for them to be taking time to talk about and think about and search themselves on this is
I think it's a testament to the fact that human nature, as nasty as it is, like we have this. Well, it's because we're divinely created. Like there is a piece of us, no matter who you are, what you believe, or how far you've strayed, there is always a piece of us that I think is yearning. I know is yearning for this. It's just how much we allow it to take hold and we follow suit. And so it's really neat to see, kind of like you said, like these people that, you know, we're so not used to hearing talk about these things, like they're having that yearning, they're having that feeling, and they're talking about it. And
and it's more, I feel like I'm seeing this more and more and more in the sports world in general. I mean, it's becoming prevalent in CrossFit. I mean, when you look at some of those top, I mean, the dude that won the games last year, like he's a Christian and he's very open about,
very outspoken. Yeah. And the guy who won the year before, even more so, like very outspoken. I mean,
And I'm just starting to see it all over now, and it's really
well. Shoot, I mean, look at Rich Froning.
Yeah, well, I think that's a top. Like Rich's whole thing is a topic for another day.
And it's kind of like when I'm praying, I used to pray for things like that. I'm kind of like, how important is it really to for me to win the CrossFit Games? And like, why is God going to help me win?
Put me on the podium.
Like, is it because I'm the best Christian that He's going to help me win?
Yeah, if you pray harder than James. If James prayed.
Did you hear that? If I'm the best Christian, He'll help me win.
Yeah.
If I can just outpray you.
If I can outpray James, that's what cracked me up, because that was funny.
But like, how many? Like, have you ever done that before? I mean, I know I have.
I think I'll use Clint as the example. So for years, diehard Illinois fan, and he and his dad, like one time when he was little, like they prayed that Illinois would win a game, and they just did the opposite of win. Like they didn't even lose. Yeah. Like it was one of the classic Illinois embarrassing things. Yeah. And so they had a rule, like they were like, we are never praying for a game again. Like God is going to specifically, if we pray, like God is going to make sure that he puts us in our place with this. So yeah, I think about that. Like, the prayers should be, you know, that I can glorify. I think about that. Like if I want to do well, I'm like, I gotta rephrase this almost. And I'm sure God's up there like rolling his eyes like, are you kidding me right now? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a line in it's one of Paul's letters. I can't remember which one it is. If God is for us, who can be against us? Mm-hmm. And I think that that gets taken out of context a lot.
Yes.
But I always think like, well, wait a minute. If the Buckeyes have Christians on their team and the Wolverines have Christians on their team, who's God for in this? So I hear it. That was just an interesting little debate. Here we go.
Praise harder than you. Forget it.
And I don't know what happened with Matt. If that's the case, right? He must have been the best secret Christian of us all.
What about Matt Fraser?
No, I mean, really, I think.
Do you think is it not weird, but like it's unusual, isn't it? The level of or the prominence of like different forms of Christianity in the top 10 guys, top 10 girls at the games. Like it is odd. There's an odd correlation between people who are like really into their faith and really good at CrossFit. Like if you go down through the leaderboard, it's like yep. Like not Ricky,
but not Ricky. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that the people at the top in CrossFit also? It's like that cross-reference list. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
I think Colton's about to answer.
Oh, is he? Okay.
You could answer. You know, you got like James, Dallin, Jason, you. Like that's like four. Like it's just. I just find it odd, and I don't know what the. Maybe you're all from, I don't know, like it's a Middle America thing. It's like a Bible Belt thing. I don't know. It's unusual to me that there's, or do you think is it maybe that like, you know, maybe James is really vocal about it. So then people that maybe are faith-based but haven't been vocal about it feel free to talk about it more or haven't thought about it at all, and then hear someone like him or, you know, Angelo or Dom or whoever it is talking about it and think, oh, maybe I should look into that and that's why it's happening? Or do you think it's just like a socio-demographic thing?
Well, I think if that was the case, then it probably would have happened with Rich. I think he's as outspoken as anybody, and he was our champion from, you know, years ago. I think that there's a couple of things. The more you kind of study the Bible and Christianity, you're going to keep coming back to this theme that discipline is going to lead you closer to God. So if you're already living a very disciplined life, it's going to help you with CrossFit. They just go kind of hand in hand. You're not going to be doing a lot of things that are going to waste your time and energy. You're going to be going to bed at the right time, eating the right things, not drinking, not being up late, chasing women, different things like that, as often at least. And
so it's like a common trait thing or a common characteristic thing more so.
I think that too, and also the mindset is different to where I think like Penn State wrestling, they have won, I don't even know now, 10 of the last 11 national championships. Uh-huh.
3? They've won 3 times?
No, they won. They've been pretty much every year now.
Talking about Penn State.
No.
For over a decade, and they have this mindset to where like it's like they care a lot, but they're not anxious about it. Like they're working harder than everybody, but it's not because they're like scared they're going to lose. They're doing it because I think a lot of them are very religious as well. And it's kind of this mindset, like the outcome of whether or not I'm going to win is not going to be determined really by my faith, because like, do I have to be a better Christian than James to beat him and so forth and things like that. And also how important is it really in the grand scheme of things for me to win the CrossFit Games? So it's more Like, I think as a Christian, a lot of people feel that you have a duty to be a master at your craft, and you focus very much on the work and the discipline and the consistency, and you're not as worried and stressed about the outcome. You kind of surrender the outcome, and it's kind of weird because that typically leads to more success when you have that mindset than if you're the opposite end, where you're like, I need to control everything and I need to do everything I can to win.
It's like a state of flow thing, I guess. You're just like in it rather than thinking.
Yeah, you're gonna compete more loose too, and not be as rigid and stressed out.
So I think there's two big things there that I gather, and I would word it a little bit differently than Colton. So the first thing, to answer your original question of why do you think that is, Colton talks about, well, if you're a religious person, you're more disciplined, and that's going to lend itself well to the sport of fitness. That's going to lend itself well to CrossFit. And I agree with that. I think for me personally, anyway, it was kind of the other way around. Mm-hmm. Like when you find this, I think spiritual health, trying to think how to phrase this. Spiritual health doesn't chase physical health. Physical health maybe chases spiritual health. When you fall in love with this process of bettering yourself, and it starts physical, and then you start to further fall in love with, like I said, the process of bettering yourself. What better way, human nature, like what better way to better yourself than to seek purpose and that's going to lead you ultimately to God. And so I know that's what it was for me, was, I wanted to be the best version of myself that I could be. And that absolutely does not end just inside the gym. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where that stemmed from. And then the other side of it, or the other thing, I do think he's got a point about, the more you can do what you do for the glory of God, working for God and not for man. And what they're doing is their work. It is their job. It's their full-time job. And when you do that for the glory of God, that is going to yield better results than when you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. That last thing that he said there, the focus on the work and the consistency, I thought that was a really interesting piece of this also. Like kind of the falling in love with the journey and not the destination. Mm-hmm. I can take a lesson there. I walk into the gym and I'm just like, I just want to be as strong as possible mm-hmm. and shredded, and I'm like, my whole focus is on that rather than mm-hmm. like showing up today mm-hmm. and staying focused on today's workout and what I can do in the gym in that moment mm-hmm. rather than looking down the road 10 years from now and what mm-hmm. it's be like for me. And just trying to be good as I can be in the moment. Mm-hmm. That's really interesting to me because I feel like in my faith, I do a lot of really similar stuff mm-hmm. where I'm like so focused on where I want to be in the future that I lose track of where I am in the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, miss the forest for the trees, right?
Yeah, and that it's those moments, time after time after time, when you stack those moments,
when they compound. Oh yeah,
that's what really matters, and it's easy to lose sight of that. I think mm-hmm. sometimes, especially for in your faith, when mm-hmm. Man, it's just so wild to me how faith and CrossFit line up together,
right?
Faith and fitness. But like, I'm going to walk out of this room. I'm going to click out of this podcast mm-hmm. and I'm going to immediately be tempted by my email and my social mm-hmm. media and whatever else there is, I'm going to walk out of the gym and have a conversation with somebody and my mind is going to go to places that I know it shouldn't go or whatever, mm-hmm. And it's just that constant temptation of the flesh of mm-hmm. this rotten, decaying, black-hearted flesh of mine that pulls me away in those moments.
And man, you're describing that, and it's the exact same thing with fitness. It's the exact same thing with CrossFit. You leave the gym and suddenly it's like, man, I just had a really good workout. oh, I really want McDonald's, or, like,
Oh, yeah,
oh, I just want to stuff my face.
I can have that slice of pizza, or I can have
Yeah.
that
Like
cookie.
I did a lot today, and
Yeah. Or,
or I'm going to skip tomorrow.
yeah, I mean, there's just so many things that try to pull
Mhm.
you away from that, the gains that you're making it moment by moment by moment. So I thought
Mhm.
that was really interesting. Um, he talked a lot about discipline and consistency and work through all of that. He talked about caring a lot, but not being anxious.
Mhm.
I thought that was an interesting statement also, because
Mhm.
it's hard to draw a line there.
Oh, tell me about it. Anxiety is like one of my personality traits.
Is that a thing? Do people describe themselves that way? Like, hi, my name is Matt.
And I'm anxious
Yeah, I'm a husband, a father, and anxious.
and anxious. Well, what did I say once? Professional overthinker. Yeah. I mean, that's me. So I have a tattoo on my arm to remind me not to be.
Yeah, I think when you do care about something, it's hard to not make it about you.
Mhm.
But like you're saying, if you can give that glory to God in everything that you do, then some of that anxiety starts to melt away.
Yeah, because what is anxiety? I mean, what is worry? It's when you feel like you're more in control than God is.
Yeah. Which is such a funny thing to think, especially now as like a, a man of faith, follower of Christ, right? Like,
Mhm.
to think that I have any say in how anything is
Mhm.
going to go. Like, it's just so I can't wrap my head around it. Like, the God who created the universe, the God who created the world, who created every living
Mhm.
being on the face of the planet, knows how many hairs I have on my head, right? Knows me better than I know myself. And I think that I'm the one that's going to run the show.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, I think I can do this better than God.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I have a pretty good plan, but I'm not God.
Well, what's funny to me is I would never describe myself as somebody with a big ego. Like, have always struggled with, that
Mhm.
confidence and things like that. And man, when you think about it through that lens though, like, wow, I have the biggest ego ever because
Yeah.
I get worried and anxious about these things. Like, I have any say whatsoever in them.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. This God who is outside of space and time, right? Who is unaffected by those things, who is
Mhm.
here and now and then
Mhm.
for
Right.
us,
Yeah. Yeah.
who's in the air that we breathe, and we think that we can dictate outcomes. Get out of
Yeah.
here. Get out
But
of
it's
here.
funny, and like you said, he's really dancing around this. He's saying, in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
it's not going to matter. Okay, what is the grand scheme of things? The grand scheme of things is your eternal salvation or damnation. Is
Mhm.
it going to matter that you podiumed? No.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, and I think the underlying theme that he just can't quite pin down is his religion. His faith is
Mhm.
where his identity has shifted to,
Mhm.
and he just maybe hasn't quite come to that realization, or
Mhm.
or articulated it to himself in that way,
Mhm.
that, hey, I don't identify myself as one of the top CrossFit athletes in the world anymore. I don't identify myself as a pig farmer, or what's he grow? Weenie
A
dogs.
weenie,
Yeah. Yeah,
a weenie breeder.
yeah, weenie breeder. But I identify myself as a a son of God,
Mhm.
and that changes a lot of perspective, changes everything.
Yeah.
And they just kind of keep walking around that, and they just can't pin it down. I
Mhm.
don't know how much farther this goes.
Colton, are you going to the are you going to the
I think that's about
I think that's pretty much it.
yeah, I think we kind of hit the end of it there. But man, it's just such a fascinating topic to me. that I think a lot of these CrossFit athletes are feeling a lot of this stuff, and a lot of athletes in general. I mean, we're huge Buckeye fans in my family, and we are seeing it in Columbus.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, there was a running back a couple years ago, and I'm not saying that he was the first Christian athlete at Ohio State, but he was very outspoken, and it kind of bled into the team. And every year since then, something has just kind of been growing more and more and more, where they are like these players are having these worship services, like the players on the team are sponsoring these worship services where these students in at the school are coming and they're baptizing people by the thousands.
That's amazing.
It's so wild, and it's coming from sport, and these athletes seeing that, hey, my sport is really, really important, but this is not everything. And
Yeah.
I think they need it.
Yeah, I mean, perfect example of what you just said. But it's not everything. I mean, look what happened with Jaden Ivey recently in the NBA and being kicked off the Bulls for a comment he made about his beliefs. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think we're seeing more and more people that are willing to speak out about things, even when they're not going to be received well.
I think that there's, from the outside looking in, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're a Christian, your life must be so easy, or your life must be so perfect. And it's like, there's a song out there, and it's by a dude named Luke Bowers. And like one of the lyrics in the song is, nobody ever told me how hard it would be to be a man on fire.
That's
yeah.
good.
Like, it is so hard. It's so hard to be a crappy Christian. Like, I'm not even good at it, and it's so hard. And again, it's like that carryover between faith and fitness, or faith and CrossFit. Like, it's so hard to be mediocre at CrossFit.
Yeah. That is so true. That is so, oh my gosh, yes. That's the running joke. I think when I'm in class and I'm talking to people, like, man, we work so hard to be really mediocre at this sport that's already where the goal, even at the tip of the spear, is to be average at everything.
Like, I'm just below average.
So here's a question for you, and this may open another rabbit hole, but so we've been talking about so many parallels between faith and fitness. And do you feel like it's faith and fitness, or do you think CrossFit specifically, there's more to it in terms of having that link with?
Well, I mean, this is not a fair question to ask me.
I was gonna say, we're very biased.
Yeah. I mean, so I think that CrossFit is one of the few. Okay, how do I want to say this? So I don't want to take anything away from any other training or any other sport. Now, here's the difference. Bodybuilding is a sport, right? Running is specificity. It's a sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going out and you're competing in that thing. Powerlifting is a sport. So when I think of bodybuilding, I'm thinking of like all of the machine work, like trying to build big muscles. When I'm thinking of powerlifting, I'm thinking of squat, bench press, deadlift, and lifting as much weight as you can. When I think of running, I think of 5Ks, half marathons, full marathons, Ironmans, those kinds of things. Biking is very similar. Now, I'm not saying that you can't take pieces or you can't do one of those things. Like, you couldn't do bodybuilding and get into better shape, because I think that's possible. Bodybuilding is not a training methodology.
I was gonna, you're going exactly where I thought you were gonna go and where I would go, which is the methodology behind it.
Powerlifting is not a training methodology, right? And this is where CrossFit is different, because CrossFit does have the sports side. And that's what gets most of the eyes. And we can already say that that's really, really hard. Right. But
it also doesn't even follow true CrossFit methodology.
Right. But what's different about CrossFit is that what we do inside of the gym is it's similar to what they're doing at the games, or some of the same stuff that they're doing at the games, or at least we can do what we do in the gym and then watch the games and be like, oh, they're doing 21-15-9 thrusters and pull-ups. We just did 21-15-9 thrusters and pull-ups. And it was really, really hard for me. And it took me 7.5 minutes to complete the workout that they just did in like 1:40. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like that is what separates CrossFit for the normal person from any other kind of like physical fitness type stuff. Is that there's like this methodology that we're using. And when you follow the methodology of CrossFit, it is freaking hard.
Yeah. I think another way of saying that is CrossFit's one of the few sports that has a plan for the other 23 hours of the day.
Yeah, for sure. So now that I've cleared that up, the question was, is it CrossFit and then faith, or faith and then CrossFit? Which one leads to the other?
Or just like, I mean, you kind of answered this already. Like, is it CrossFit specifically that has more of that relationship with faith, or is it just sports in general, fitness in general?
Well, I mean, they're all hard. You know, I think that when you
all require that discipline that Mertens was talking about.
When you find yourself committed to a thing and you discipline yourself in that thing, you open yourself up to disciplines in other areas of your life. I think CrossFit does a really, really good job of that because the sport is so broad. The methodology is so broad that you have to commit in order to improve.
You have to commit to be really average.
You have to commit to be really average.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe that's why we see so much of this in CrossFit, is because it's freaking hard, man. And again, I don't want to say that running's not hard. It is, right, but it's a different kind of hard.
It is. And we've said this before, and I'll say it again, like CrossFit has a way of breaking you open in really tough workouts that other sports, I'm not saying that they're not challenging. It's just different.
Well, look, I mean, I was a runner for a long time. I mean, I was to the point where I had at one point, Molly, I was running like 5-minute miles. You know, like I could do that for like multiple miles at a time. Like I could run 15 or 20 miles a clip. You know, that's impressive. I wasn't running 5-minute miles at 20 miles, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a good runner. I was a really good runner, like way better than average runner.
Yeah.
And the first time I did a workout that involved running and thrusters
paired with anything else,
pull-ups, like it totally changed the game.
Yeah.
I thought I was fit. I really did. With a 5-minute mile, it's like, I think the fastest mile that I ever ran was like a 5:15, you know, and I could hold that, you know, but, and I thought that I was fit when I was running 5:15 miles until I started doing CrossFit. And it was like, holy crap, that like, I don't even know what fit is. This is something entirely different. And that was what grabbed a hold of me, was like, oh, I thought that I could do hard things until I tried this. And now I understand what hard things are. And you this might be a stretch. So, in that first CrossFit workout, you tried to RX it. Of course,
right? Of course.
Of course.
Stupid question. Okay. So thought you were fit, thought you could do it. So you were like, I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
Without following the methodology, without trusting the process. How that right there is the parallel to me.
I didn't even know there was a methodology.
That's the parallel to me, is we try to do things on our own. We try to RX life without following the, mechanics, consistency, intensity. We try to RX life without reading the Bible, without creating that relationship. And that's where we fall apart.
Yeah. We need that L1 manual. Right?
You need the methodology.
Yeah. We need that L1 manual to teach us what.
So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's that's the parallel, or that's why it's because of the methodology. So now going back to that other question that you started to answer, which came first, the chicken or the egg? CrossFit and then faith, or faith and then CrossFit?
I don't know that.
I know it's going to be different for everybody.
Yeah, it's such a hard question to answer, because I feel like, I mean, there are moments that it's bad to answer a faith question with "I feel," because my feelings lie to me. But I do know that there were moments in my life where God was knocking on the door and I just wasn't letting him in. Like he was always pursuing me all the time. And I was just like, no, I don't want you in my life right now. And as I got deeper and deeper and deeper into CrossFit, and my discipline and my consistency, and I think this is why this stuck with what Colton said, is my discipline and my consistency, and this realization that like I am doing hard things. I have to find another layer of myself, and I'm only so deep, man. You know, like there was something that was missing from the depth of myself, that I didn't have it. And I think that is where my faith came in and gave me that bedrock layer of me to then rebuild on. So I don't like, of course God was first, but I just wasn't ready for that. You know, I wasn't ready to accept that until I had dug into myself in a way where I just couldn't, there was something that just wasn't right about me. And that's when,
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to say that any better.
No, I think you said it well. Yeah, I mean, I think there is no one over the other, or there is one over the other. Let me rephrase that. There is one over the other. I mean, like, there's not necessarily one that came first. I think it's going to depend on the person, but I think, to your point, like, God uses CrossFit.
Yeah, for sure.
So God is always first, but uses that. But yeah, I would say similar thing. Like, you know, Mertens kind of said it opposite, which is, you know, if you're a religious person, and he says religious person, if you're a believer is how I would say that, you know, and you're chasing after these principles, which the Bible says be disciplined and all of that, then yes, that is going to lend itself well to, you're going to do well in the sport. But, yeah, I think kind of same thing as what you said. For me, it was, I want to be the best, kind of what I said earlier. I want to be the best version of myself. CrossFit showed me I wanted to be the best version of myself. And at a certain point, you realize that there's only so much I can do. There's only, I can only eat so well. I can only be so consistent and still never be the best version of myself without God.
Yeah. Without something else. And
without something else.
It's funny what that something else turns out to be. It's like, it's like you circle, like for me, it was like this circle all the way back to the beginning, where it was like, I pushed him away for so long. And then when I finally came around, like it was coming all the way back to the beginning, like, oh, this is what you wanted for me. You know, like, why didn't I just listen the first time?
Isn't that yeah. I mean, you just summed everything. You just summed up the universe right there.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. Why didn't I listen the first time? It was always for my good and his glory.
Yeah. We're just too hard-headed to realize it.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, we went on here. I don't know how long we've been going, but it's been a minute.
We've been longer. I feel like I think this was one of our more efficient ones.
Yeah, probably.
We're right a little past the hour.
Okay. What's coming up, Molly? We have, Murph is coming up soon. But before that, we're going to do the
Acid Athletics.
Yeah. Tell
Yeah.
everyone about that.
So if you have been in the gym and you've seen my like obnoxiously bright shoes, or Susanna wears them, Chansey has some, we really like Rads. And this company, Rad Global, they're sending free pairs of shoes to the gym if we run a little in-house comp. So we're going to do a little in-house comp. We are going to do, I don't have it pulled up. It is shuttle runs, details to come, but it's some shuttle runs, some wall balls, some good stuff, some fun stuff. We'll just leave it at that.
Rowing in there.
And and we're going to run it on a Saturday and put some shoes up for grabs for the top male and female finisher, and maybe another pair for an MVP. So it'll be a good time. Come in, hang out, and shared community suffering. It'll be a lot of fun.
So we'll start putting some stuff about that out probably this week, if I can figure out how to do the putting the posts and stuff together part of it. So we've got that coming up. And then I think our next thing will be Murph on the 25th. And then, man, so what is that? That gets us through May, and then we're moving into June and July.
Yeah.
So
when school's out, we're in summer. Yeah,
looking forward into the summer. We'll probably do something for the 4th of July. And I don't know what else we'll come up with as the months go on, but that's upcoming future. Oh, the Murph shirts are in. So I'm going to start passing those out if you hear this in time before Murph. Think we'll get this out before Murph?
Hey, we have the intro and outro already clipped in, so I mean it can go out like as soon as we're done.
Like ready to go. We're gonna have episode 20 out before we have episode 17.
Yeah.
Next step, Molly, we're gonna start going live on YouTube.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to jump in early in the morning and put some comments in, we can respond to them. Go for it.
Definitely more about the quickness and speedy production than about the going live part.
Yeah. That I was going to position it as we want to get the community involved, but no, the reality is, guys, we're just looking for the absolute easiest thing ever, because
the most efficient.
If you haven't figured out yet, technology is not our strong suit.
Good thing we didn't do that this morning, because we would have had a live stream.
You know what though? I listen to so many podcasts that they do the exact same thing. Like I was listening to Best Hour one day, and like for a good 20-30 minutes, Kristen had no audio. So,
okay. Well,
it happens to the best of us.
Okay. Well, I guess sometimes you just got to keep on moving forward, huh?
Done is better than perfect, everybody.
There it is. Okay. Anything else to add?
I don't think so. All right. Come into the gym, and exciting things are happening.
Yeah. Get your Murph Prep Mondays in. Start today.
Yep.
Okay.